On this episode of Lights, Camera, Akron,
Zoey takes us along on the Akron Marathon.
Ramon gives us a look at the university crime log.
And Brissa flexes her brain muscles at the UA Hackathon.
All this and more on Lights, Camera, Akron.
Welcome to another episode of Lights, Camera, Akron.
Your source for all the latest at the University of Akron.
And we're going to start things off with a very fun event that happened downtown recently.
That's right. Zoey is going to show us the Akron Marathon.
Hi everybody, it's Zoey DeMakis here reporting to you from the 15th annual Akron Marathon, running on the blue line. As you can see behind me, people have been running since 7 a.m. It's hot, it's humid, it's sunny, and they have been definitely sweating. Today we're going to take you on a journey through the feet of the runners through Akron. It was a hot, humid, 90-degree sunny day in Akron, Ohio, where the 15th annual Akron Marathon took place on September 23, 2017. Thousands of runners came from all parts of the country to take place in a race which supports the health and wellness of children and families in the Akron community. I was able to talk with runners about the love they have for the race and the challenges they experienced. Okay, so we have Kristen and Katie here, and they are both Akron alums. So how was your run today?
It was great, really fun. I love the cheering section. I love the energy of the city. Akron does a great job with this.
It was super fun. I've done this a couple of times and it's always fun, always exciting.
Okay, so how long have you been running for? How long have you been doing the Akron Marathon?
I've done it on and off for the past 5 years.
Same with me, 5 years, this is the fifth one.
And I really enjoy the challenge of it.
Yeah, did you have any challenges while running the race?
Lots. We had the third leg and it was uphill from the get-go.
How was your run today?
It was hot and it was good. I was able to run with the Olympic girl, Kara. She did awesome.
It was a tough day, tough course, but I love this race. It's really well organized and they treat the runners so well. It's a great race, fun time apart from the pain in the second half, but I love this race.
How was your run today?
So much fun, as always.
Okay, so how long have you been running for?
This will be almost 2 years.
Nice. Okay, so I see you have a medal on you as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So this medal is for running the half marathon. So I finished, so that's always good. But yeah, so everyone that finishes just gets a medal, and it was a whole bunch of fun.
Did you have any challenges today?
Of course. There's always the typical challenges of like the mental game and it being kind of hot outside, but I've also been fighting a little bit of an injury too, so that was a big barrier to get over, but got through.
We're here at the last leg of the course. People are carrying 2 water bottles, people are carrying even others. It's getting pretty intense and determination is real to make it to the finish line. Many family members and friends came to support their loved ones on this remarkable day.
So my mom is running and I wanted to cheer her on because I think my mom's a good runner, and my friends are here and I saw a couple people that I know.
Oh, did you? Now, have you been having a good time today?
Yeah.
Even Man's best friend came to support the runners and to play. The Akron Marathon was sponsored by Akron Children's Hospital and Goodyear. For more information on next year's race, please go to www.akronmarathon.org to get your run on. So we'll definitely see you here next year?
Oh, this is my second year, so.
It's been a great day here at Akron, and a lot of people have accomplished a lot of dreams. We can't wait for the next year to go, and we can't wait to celebrate it again. Back to you guys in the studio. Happy Akron Marathon!
Congratulations to everyone who participated in the marathon.
It definitely looked like a good time, but I am exhausted just thinking about all of that running.
Well, then just take a seat while LCA's reporter Ramon tells us about the University of Akron crime log.
Crime, fire, and private property incidents are a current issue at the University of Akron. In order to keep up with these incidents, the University of Akron crime log has to be updated regularly. I spoke with Dina Savage, the coordinator of police records and evidence. This is what she had to say. Dina Savage has been working with the University of Akron crime log for 19 years. She is responsible for updating the log every other day. She enters reports and also updates any reports that are being investigated. The University of Akron crime log is an informative log that is updated every other day by a law clearly compliant. Reports taken by the University of Akron police are entered into the log. This includes offenses, injuries, illness, and any private property accidents. The clearly compliant officer, Aaron Green, also enters the reports on the log. The University of Akron crime log has always been accessible to everyone. When Mrs. Savage first started, anybody could come up to the police department and ask to see any copies of the crime log. Most reports taken by UAPD get entered into the log. This includes all offenses that are reported, dealing with students and faculty. Dina Savage stated that people should care about the crime log because it makes you aware of crimes and incidents taking place or near campus. For more information about the UA crime log, you can contact UAPD, Ramon Wise, Lights, Camera, Akron.
Thanks, Ramon. Coming up next on Lights, Camera, Akron, the university is taking a stand against the opioid epidemic.
And Brissa has an inside look at a very cool event, the UA Hackathon.
Those stories and more after this break.
Hi, I'm Matt Wilson, and you're watching Lights, Camera, Akron.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Welcome back to Lights, Camera, Akron. Recently, one of the biggest stories in Ohio and across the country has been the opioid epidemic.
And sadly, it's affected many of us one way or another, but the university is introducing a new program to give students the tools to help fight the battle against opioids.
Brendan sat down with the coordinator of the new program to learn about how addiction counseling can help those in need. Let's take a look.
Now, when you think about the fight against the opioid crisis, you may picture something like this: law enforcement, the good guys versus the bad guys. But the University of Akron is shedding light on a whole other side of the story. From prevention to rehabilitation, counselors are playing a huge role in the fight against opioids. The University of Akron School of Social Work recently released the details of their addiction-focused counseling courses to arm students with the tools to be a accredited addiction counselor upon graduation. I sat down with John Ellis, one of the professors coordinating the program, to learn more about the benefits of the program and his own personal experiences working with addicts.
We want to get the word out better. We know that there's more students interested than before, and we also know there's more agencies and providers and employers that are interested in hiring students with this particular background.
That eagerness may be due in part to the federal government, who plans to increase funding for the fight against opioids substantially, which could benefit certified graduates greatly.
With the Comprehensive Addiction and Recovery Act of 2016, there's $181 million of new federal money coming out to the states every year for 5 years. A lot of that is going to be earmarked for workforce development for addictions professionals. So we're responding to a community need on one level, and we're giving students a skill set that they can not only be part of the solution, but it makes them marketable in an emerging workforce environment.
I also asked Mr. Ellis about the stigma surrounding those afflicted by opiate addictions, and while he agreed there has been a stigma toward drug users for centuries, he also stated that when they're ready to come forward, treatment can help.
Treatment does work, and I know people even locally that include students, carpenters, physicians, homemakers, professors, engineers that have been in recovery for years. And I think if society began to see the volume of how many people have overcome this, that would do well to reduce some of the stigma too.
John later revealed that he too has been in recovery for quite some time, but he's turned that experience into a way to benefit those who need to turn their lives around as well.
I've been working in the addictions field for the better part of the last 30 years. I've worked in treatment centers, I've done jail counseling, I've worked in private practice, I've been a community planner and a funder, and most recently, as a faculty member, I'm helping to shepherd the next generation of professionals out into the field. A lot of that is driven by the fact that I'm in recovery from addictions. I haven't used anything since 1984, and I've dedicated my career to really giving back to that. So I have a lot of experience on a personal level, I have experience on a professional level, and I do believe, because I'm a beneficiary of treatment programs, I'm a beneficiary of some of this funding that went out to help people with addiction. So I know these things work. It's kind of what gives me the enthusiasm to teach it like I do and to stay in this field as long as I have.
So if you're a student interested in getting into the field, the good news is the courses are not tied to a major, are all available online, and can immediately make an impact upon completion.
So when students finish taking the classes, they could be license ready for a licensed independent chemical dependency counselor. And even with the undergrad classes, they are licensable due to taking a certain number of those classes within the state of Ohio.
And if you're someone in need of help, there is local support available.
I would reach out to the ADM board. So if you're a Summit County resident, if you go to admboard.org website, and there's a link called Finding Help, it could give you some numbers locally. It can identify if you're insured or not insured, what are some opportunities for you, and give a crisis number that you can call to help you navigate through the process.
And John's final word of advice to us:
people just need to know, if you do identify yourself with this problem, tell somebody. There is help available. And like I said, there are hundreds of thousands of people that have got to the other side of addiction and had a pretty successful life trajectory after they overcame this. Treatment is effective. There is help for this, and I'm kind of living proof of that.
So if you are someone or know someone in need of help, do not be afraid to speak up. Call the crisis hotline at 330-434-9144. Yeah, after learning more about the impact addiction counseling can have, I really admire the work that they're doing.
It's definitely a step in the right direction. And now Brissa is going to take us behind the scenes of a tech enthusiast dream, the University of Akron Hackathon.
Hi, I'm Brissa Bradfield with Lights Camera Akron, and I'm here in downtown Akron where students have been hacking for the past 24 hours at the 2017 Hackathon. So I know we're at the Hackathon. What is the Hackathon?
So it's basically a 24-hour programming competition. So our participants arrived yesterday morning at around 10:30 and have been here ever since, just hacking away at their projects.
Yeah. Wow. Now what is hacking?
So hacking is pretty much building anything with technology. So say you have a problem you want to solve, you can build anything to solve it with technology, and that's hacking. So not breaking into anything, or just, it's a clever way for using technology to solve.
So is it like a competition, or is there a prize at the end?
Yes, so it's a competition. So if you're finished with your project, you can submit it online, and at the end we'll have like a demo session, so in front of our judges, and then first prize is $1,000. So, and then we have subsequent prizes after that. So some really cool technology. We have some wireless headphones, some cool drones, the Amazon Alexa.
That's so cool. So how many years has this been going on now?
This is our second hackathon. So our first one was back in April, and so this is our second one, and we're hoping to make it an annual thing.
So how did you get involved in running it and being a head honcho for it?
Yeah, so I started, Akron pretty much started around October of 2016. Okay. So it kind of evolved from IEEE. A couple of us, got together and he said, we all went to hackathons, so we all were like, we can have our own here. So we kind of gathered together and said, why don't we put our own one on? And so it's kind of gone from there to, evolve into this.
That is so neat. Now, are there other universities around here doing it as well, or is it just an Akron thing?
So Kent State has one. Actually, there's a bunch of the organizers from Kent are here. There's ones at Ohio State, Youngstown State, Case, Western, and then there's ones all over the country.
So what are you doing today?
Today I am running a hackathon, which is a student organization. We have about 150 participants here, and they are building a new project, computer-based.
Are you building anything, or are you just working behind the scenes?
I'm not, I'm working behind the scenes.
Gotcha. So what is the neatest project you've seen so far?
There's some guys over in the corner that are working with a toaster that automatically springs out toast, and it spreads jelly for you.
Really?
Yeah.
So how does that work? What are the mechanics behind it?
So that it's a 4-slice toaster, and they have a plate on each side, and then they have the toaster hinging up and shooting the first 2 pieces, and then shooting up the other way the other 2 pieces.
Okay.
So I don't necessarily know the logistics, but I'm interested to find out.
I gotcha. Oh, how long have you been here?
I have been here since yesterday at 7 in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So what is your job at the hackathon?
Make sure that everything runs smoothly. I went and picked up all of the food that we've had so far. We've had catered from a bunch of different...
You're everybody's favorite person. You're the one bringing in the food.
Exactly, yeah.
So who's all allowed to come to the hackathon?
Anybody. We literally encourage anybody to come, specifically because we want people with no computer background to understand how easy it is to learn computer background and build a project or something that they're proud of.
Oh, so what made you interested in the hackathon?
Freshman year, I went to my first hackathon, and I realized that me and a group of other friends, which are the other organizers here, realized it's a passion that we shared and something that we wanted to do.
So how does it all work? Like, do you build the teams? Do they come in and submit the teams? Or are they allowed to do it from like 2 Kent students and 2 Akron students? Or how did the team atmosphere work?
So we encourage anybody to work with strangers. People who come in sometimes together, they go to hackathons around the country together, and they'll have their teams already set, and they'll build projects with these same people. Other people come here and have no idea what they want to do, and they get inspired by somebody else who has an idea, and they need somebody to work with. It's super important that we're open to either option, because it's great to see strangers working with each other. Sometimes they get really great projects with it too.
Thank you for joining me at the 2nd annual hackathon. This has been Brissa Bradfield with Lights, Camera, Akron.
Well, I feel smarter already. Coming up after this break, Maddie gives us our latest Zips Fix.
And Naquaan highlights an event from UA's Diversity Week.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Welcome back to Lights, Camera, Akron. The University of Akron recently held a week-long celebration of diversity, highlighting all of the cultures that bring our university family together.
Reporter Naquaan James attended one of these events and gives us a look at a group with a special bond here at the University of Akron.
University of Akron put on another annual Diversity Week, where it celebrated diversity and inclusion in all its forms. One of those events was Student African American Brotherhood's 2nd annual Unity Mixer. The Unity Mixer brought Black faculty and students together for a night of fun. There was food and dancing. Other Black organizations got a chance to show off what they're about, including Black Students United, Sisterhood of African American Students, BOSS, or Black Organization for STEM Students, and BEC, or Black Excellence Commission, the umbrella organization over all Black organizations on campus. The president of Student African American Brotherhood, Malcolm Bello, believed that the mixture went well, that there was a huge turnout, and that he hopes that with this unity mix-up, people begin to come to the regular meetings. What he wants people to get out of the organization is that people realize what young black men had to go through in this country on a regular basis. Some events coming up for the organization include study tables at community service. SOP meets once a week on Wednesdays at 6:30 in Student Union Room 316. For more information on other black orgs on campus and ways you could get involved, you can log on to www.uakron.edu. Naquaan James, Lights, Camera, Akron.
Seems like everyone enjoyed themselves and really came together for a unifying moment.
Absolutely. Speaking of bonds, I sat down with the president of Delta Gamma sorority and asked her a couple questions about the Greek community for this week's Zips Fix.
Well, let's take a look at what you got.
I'm Maddie Watkins for Lights, Camera, Akron, and I'm here in front of Delta Gamma sorority house to get the inside scoop for this week's Zips Fix. So I'm sitting here with the president of Delta Gamma, Kara Monahan. Tell me a little bit about Delta Gamma.
Delta Gamma was founded in 1873, and we came to Akron's campus in 1879. We're the oldest existing chapter of Delta Gamma. We're ADA chapter, which is very special to us. Our philanthropy is service for sight and joining forces, so we work with the visually impaired and blind community as well as veterans who have lost or have impairments with their eyesight.
So you guys just had recruitment recently, correct? Tell me how that went.
It went really well this year. We welcomed home about 25 new members this past fall. Along with our Panhellenic community, we've had a really good recruitment season, and we're excited for some cool fall events coming up.
Do you hold any fundraisers, or do you have any coming up?
In the fall, we have our annual event. It's called Inker Splash, and most Delta Gamma campuses or chapters have a form of Inker Splash. So ours is coming up in October, and it's in a relay race swimming type event and synchronized swimming portion, and it takes place in the ONAT on campus.
So how do you kind of get involved with all of the other chapters on campus?
So we definitely have different events throughout the year that bring all the chapters, fraternities, and sororities together. Panhellenic, we actually have a Panhellenic philanthropy. So the philanthropy Circle of Sisterhood. So we all do different fundraisers for Circle of Sisterhood, which is an organization benefiting women in third world countries that might not receive education like we do here in America. And then as a Greek community, we hold different events one's called Songfest, and it's in the spring, and it's like a singing and dancing competition between all the fraternities and sororities, and that benefits Camp Quality of Ohio. So it's really cool that it is in Ohio and it's local, and a lot of our Greek members go and volunteer there, usually in the summer as well. And then also in the spring, we have Greek members go on alternative spring break. It's a specific Greek alternative spring break that usually it's about 30 members from all different chapters, and we go down to Georgia and volunteer for the week.
So the media kind of portrays Greek life as negative or not so good. How do you kind of go change that outlook?
Definitely by all the community service work and philanthropic efforts that we do, and also just by our academics. Men's and women's GPAs on our campus, all fraternities and sororities have above the men's and women's averages usually, and the amount of service that we do is astronomical every year. So we definitely, both of those aspects, I guess, really fight the stereotypes.
Well, perfect. Thank you so much.
That was some good information you got. Are you in a sorority?
I am. I'm actually in Delta Gamma, so it was really fun to cover my chapter.
I'd say so. But that brings us to our last commercial break. So stay with us a little bit longer, and we'll be right back.
Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? It may be too late to check when you're on the road. Fortunately, you're on the couch. Don't think you know. Know you know.